Okay, welcome back to another episode of Life of Mex. I'm with Holly again,
Hello!
and we're pretty much going to do the same thing we did last episode. She's going to ask me questions, I'm going to answer them, while we do some sort of task.
Yay!
We'll just probably not explain what we're doing. Just be randomly. Last time, that made sense. We were cleaning up something. Now we're actually doing something.
You'll find out what it is
Yeah, once we're done.
when we're done, yes. Okay, here we go. So, let's start off with, how many hours have you played in Skyrim?
600 something.
Holy Jesus.
I don't want to tab out to check, but it's definitely above 600.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest games I've played. However, I've recently come to notice that the second largest game I've played, I think, was Pokemon Diamond.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
I've noticed there's about 500 clocked on that. But again, that was years ago, so that was played over many, many years.
Right.
Skyrim was not played over that many years. So, yeah, I've played a lot of Skyrim.
What was I gonna say? Characters. So, what characters you have in Skyrim? Which one's your favorite? Da-da-da-da-da.
I've made multiple who were mostly throwaway characters. Like, after I got bored, I just started, like, making the characters and playing them a specific way. Like, one was a Nord, and I refused to use anything unless it was steel or iron. And this was just, it was a challenge. I didn't play him for that long, though. I got bored of him. The first character I played was just Mexpowers, and I played him as, like, a dual-wield wood elf with also bow skills. So, he dual-wielded, and he used a bow. I cheated a lot on him, though, and I kind of stopped playing with him, because, it was just kind of easy at that point. I played... What else did I play? Like I said, I played a Nord. I played a Dark Elf Mage for a little bit, but I got bored of him really easily. My biggest one was... One of my biggest ones after I played Mexpowers was a Khajiit named Elder. And he was a thief, mostly. He used bows, like, mostly. Like, he was... I maxed his bow skill, I think, twice. But then I didn't really play much after that. So he was mostly a thief who knew how to use a bow. And then the most recent character who I could still go back and play, but I'm just, so bored with Skyrim, was an orc who used two-handed weapons. Yeah.
Interesting. Need alt tab. Next question. Oh, yes. Well, you kind of talked about him in the last episode, but we're going to talk about Mexpowers again.
Oh, that's
and
fine. I love to talk about Mexpowers.
We're going to talk about his original concept and how you came up with him.
Okay, well, to be honest, character-wise, he was originally supposed to be like an alter dimension version of another character I have, but eventually he just kind of became his own character, and I kind of forgot about that whole thing. Like I said, he originated because his name came first. So I just created a character after his name. The first design, I just started going in. I wanted him to have long black hair.
Right.
That was a huge thing, so he had long black hair. So every time you see me with a character, he'll always have long black hair. I wanted white eyes, like really glowing white eyes. But only when he's like, angry or using his power or whatnot. Whatever. And then a lot of black I put on him. So black and red were his main colors.
So what is the Mexpowers?
Oh, okay. Here, I'm going to give you some more dirt.
Yeah.
I'll explain briefly. This is more backstory that's also explained. If you can't pick any more, just leave it. It has to do with lore, and you have to, you won't understand his power until you understand the lore. I created, a planet that exists. Marvel and DC have done this too. They created a planet with a different species, and that's where his powers originate. Basically, there are 2 dimensions that are focused on in the story, 3 in the later series. In both of the dimensions, a meteorite landed on the planet, which is our planet, Earth. And it was from a different planet, obviously. An alien had intentionally sent it. It came from a planet where these alien species, which is unnamed currently, have abilities like telekinetic, teleportation, and telepathy. They can do all that shit. So they're like
Right.
a super race, and their power comes from their planet. Like the Earth that it's made of gives them this ability. So
Right.
an alien sent. I haven't really explained it much in the Mexpowers dimension, but in the other dimension where he goes, I've explained that an alien sent it purposely. In this one, it mysteriously landed on the planet, and this is a long before he was born or any of the characters I mentioned. A man finds it in his dimension and basically uses the power, becomes the first psychic warrior, and that's what they're called. People who have this ability, very few people. He becomes the first one, and he passes the ability down through his family, his bloodline. We should go sleep. So he passes it down through centuries, and with the material, the raw material, he created a vault of weapons. It's like this dark metal-like weapon. So almost a black, but not quite. And he passed it down through centuries. Another piece of the meteorite landed in Germany. And during World War II, a scientist found this material and was doing research on it. And this guy had read the legend, he learned what it was, but he couldn't do anything with it. So now, let's fast forward. Mex, for reasons which I'm not going to explain, falls into a depression. Like this is after like the first major part of the story, and it passes. He's just normal. He doesn't have his powers yet. He's just a normal person. He falls into a deep depression, and this man, the son of the man who found the material in the war, finds it, and he learns how to control it. He learns how to harness the power that's inside of it, and he basically needs a test subject, and he finds Mex. So he convinces Mex that he's going to like wipe his brain to... Oh, I need to go on Do Not Disturb mode.
Whoops.
Oopsies, I thought I had done that. And he says... So he tricks Mex into being his guinea pig, and he gives him these powers. So, again, Mex still thinks he's helping him, and eventually he learns that he just wants to use him. So he eventually escapes and, finds the current psychic warrior, the descendant. And he learns how to use his powers. Mex's abilities, as of today, he only possesses one, but he's still one of the most powerful people I've ever created. He possesses telekinesis. He managed to get one ability out of the meteorite, and it happened to be telekinesis, but it's a very powerful telekinesis. Like, it's so strong he can create like energy just out of it.
Wow.
And his power comes like, you know how the Hulk gets angry and he becomes the Hulk?
Yeah.
It's similar. When Mex got his powers, when the whole procedure is, he thought of something, again I can't say, he thought of this thing that made him depressed, he thought of something that made him angry, so he became angry during the procedure, and his powers come from when he gets really angry, and not just angry, like, just emotional in general, like, anger, depression, and he gets very strong. The angrier or more, like, emotion happens, the stronger he gets, so basically his power is limitless, so that's why he's so strong. He's so strong that he can rip a hole in the dimension.
Oh.
And travel to new dimensions. And that's basically a big thing later on. And he learns this later on. So that's why his eyes turn white. Another physical characteristic I left out was he has a scar on his... What eye is it? It's the right eye. And this has to do with what happened to make him depressed.
Oh.
Like, it's not what made him depressed, but he got the scar during what happened.
Ah, I see.
I think I've told Oliver this, so Oliver actually knows what happened and what exactly the scar came from and why he's depressed. So, Oliver's like the one person that knows this.
Do-do-do.
Yeah, so then he got his powers and became basically a warrior. He goes back, he defeats this person, and, the story continues on from there. A whole bunch of crazy shit happens. So, yeah, he's one of the strongest characters, but, again, I've created even more characters that I like almost better than Mexpowers.
Huh.
Like, there are some interesting
You've never
characters.
talked about them.
Yeah, I've shown them before, but I've never really told their backstory because it's, long.
Right.
I'll explain one, just one. And he was the last. Do you have an issue? Falling. Are you okay?
Spider. Okay, there we go. I got it. I got this.
Never mind. His current name, which I'm probably gonna change, is Darkblade. I think I mentioned him to you.
Nope.
No. Well, his name is Darkblade. There was another scientist that worked with the scientist who I'm currently calling Schmidt because he was German and I thought of a German name and that was just one I thought of.
Schmidt.
So that's the scientist that got Mex. So another scientist, after Schmidt disappeared, I'm not going to say dead because he's not dead, named Weschler, he basically did experiments at some point, and he found guinea pigs himself. And he did a whole bunch of different experiments creating a bunch of different characters, one of which was Darkblade. So he took some of the power from the meteor, whatever was left in it, and he combined it with a relic which I've created, which it's called the Dark Pearl, and it's basically Satan created this pearl.
Ooh, Satan.
Yeah, Satan himself, because he's an antagonist in one universe to one group of characters. So he tricked Weschler and he gave him this pearl, and this is like after he's been defeated and shit. So he gave the pearl to him, hoping that if he used it, he'd manage to resurrect himself in a way. So he basically combined the energy of hell itself, like dark energy, with the meteorite, and put the energy into a man, Darkblade.
Oh.
This drove Darkblade insane for pretty much a lot of, like, for, I think, a couple months. And then he basically regained his shit, and he met Mex and became one of Mex's best friends. His abilities, he has some telekinesis, but not nearly as strong as Mex. And he has teleportation. He can use teleportation, which is one of my favorite superpowers of all time.
You just ruined one of my questions that I was gonna ask.
Oh, well, there you go. One of my favorite superpowers. There you go. And that's what Mex has, too. It's teleportation and telekinesis, my two favorite superpowers. So if I had to choose one, it'd be one of those two.
Cool.
Yeah. Something else that he can do, which is a little bit of a spoiler, late into the series, he learns that he can basically turn himself into a demon.
Oh. OP.
Because remember, he used the pearl, so he's basically possessed kind of by Satan. So once Satan manages to leave him, you know, he's by himself, he turns himself into a demon and fights Satan.
Oh.
And that's in a later series. But after that, after he does that, he kind of not becomes depressed, but scared of himself and kind of leaves. And you don't really see him much after that. But he's a cool character. He's basically an assassin. He has one small dagger for most of it, and then later in the series he's an arsenal of shit. Like, he's got so many stuff that he could kill people with. Like, he's got daggers and spikes and shit, and just a bunch of shit that he can kill people with. And because he can teleport and use telekinesis, he can do so much different shit with his abilities. Like, he's one of my favorite characters.
Cool.
Physically, I can only really show him to you, because he's hard to explain. Yeah. Actually, if a best way I can tell you, I actually have a YouTube video of an animation that I put up in Comtech, and he's one of the characters. I used him as the main antagonist because I couldn't think of another, like, character design for a bad guy, so I just used him. So, yeah, I did a little story where the son of Mex fights Darkblade. It's not a canon story. I just needed to come up with something for Comtech, and that's on YouTube. So
link in the description below.
Sure, why not? It's a really shitty thing that I can't even remember. I think it was Adobe After Effects that I used, and I basically just took background images to the rules that we had to follow, and I used like as I do in my paint series, I did Mega Man sprites.
Ah, cool.
Yep. So I think that was a really long question, but I think I answered it good enough.
Yep.
I mean, we expected that there'd be some questions that would be really long in here. So.
Yeah. There's some long ones. There's some short ones. That was one of the long ones.
For sure. Yeah. A lot of the ones in the other episode were long.
Oh,
short
this
ones.
one still ties in with Mexpowers.
Okay.
Does he represent you in any way as like, as a person?
That's good. Okay. So originally, one of my characters, like I said, he was an alter ego, like a dimension, like 2 dimensions. He's his basically this character in a different dimension, but I scrapped that. The character he was the dimension for was if I was a superhero.
Oh,
My other
that's
character,
cool.
who I'm probably gonna change because that's tacky now. This was when I was in grade 7 when I wrote this. Yeah, he was
Right.
basically the alter ego of the psychic ninja, who's another character who's basically similar to him. He possesses exactly the same power, but the psychic ninja has all 3 abilities. He can use telekinesis, teleportation, and telepathy. And he looks completely different weapon. So there's that. I'm gonna answer it in a more serious way. If he represents me, you could say every single one of my characters represents me because I put pieces of my personality into every single one of my characters.
Yeah,
And
that's what makes him great.
Yeah, like whenever I watch a movie, it's like me taking inspiration of like characters, not looks and how they fight, but like personality, you know? Like, I've taken so much personality from different series, like anime, like Dragon Ball Z. That gave me a lot of inspiration for stuff, like especially fights and stuff. Like just
Right.
raw emotion, like there's a lot of power and emotion. That especially helped me with that, learning about that. Because, people get really pissed in that thing when people die that's close to them. So I was like, yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. So, yeah, I put a lot of my personality into different characters. So, in a way, yeah, all my characters represent me in some little way. So,
Cool.
that was a good question. I appreciate you asking that one.
Okay. Let's see. Do, 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 do.
I feel like these questions are like the whole, this is why I'm a nerd.
This
is
no,
like-
no. There's other ones now. Now here's a different one. It's really random. Ready?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Ready? Memory of your favorite flavor of cake.
Oh, okay. That's so easy. My favorite flavor of cake is cheesecake, absolutely, and every single cheesecake I've ever eaten.
So any cool memories associated with cheesecake? Like anything happen?
Every time I've eaten cheesecake. I can't remember why I like cheesecake. I've just loved it all my life, and it's so good. Okay, we need to head back to the house. It's getting dark. Yeah,
You know what makes me sad?
What?
So one day I'm pretty bad at cooking. That's why I need Oliver.
Yeah.
But
Oliver's the
I'm
cook.
pretty good at baking, right? So one day I'm like, I want to bake something. So I baked a cheesecake.
Right.
You ready? What's depressing about that?
What?
I'm lactose intolerant. So I made a giant ass cheesecake.
And you couldn't even eat it.
I couldn't eat it. I would have like maybe a slice of it, and I would get so sick. So I tried like donating it to all my friends.
It's like, please eat this. I made it. Love it.
Yeah, that's my memory of cheesecake.
Oh, I've got a funny story actually that relates to
Okay.
lactose intolerance. So I'm not sure if I ever told you this. I know Oliver. I think he probably knows. In grade 12 foods class, I had Howie help me with a cooking project because I injured my hand, my finger.
Right.
And I couldn't. No, it wasn't my finger. It was my ankle, and I needed help. So I had him help me do some cooking. And we made a cheese pizza, and there was a lot. Like I was making the dough, and I had him grate cheese. I was like, okay, just grate this cheese. I'll make the dough. And while I was making the dough and explaining what I was doing, I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. So people were chuckling, and I was like, are they laughing at me? What's so funny? So I finished making the dough. I'm like, okay, now we need the cheese. I look over at Howie, and he's grated the full thing of cheese.
Oh dear Lord!
It was like a piece of cheese bigger than a baseball.
Howard, why?
He graded the whole thing, and he was looking at me, and I was like, oh, that's what they're laughing at. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, well, this is going to be a very cheesy pizza. And not only did we put just cheese on it, like mozzarella, I was like, okay, we need to add some feta to it, too. So we added both feta and mozzarella cheese to it. And then we put it in. It looked so good. The lactose intolerant kid in our class, he was the president at the time. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah.
He even wanted a slice. Because it just looked too good to say. And oh man, that was
Wow.
such a funny day. It was actually a really good pizza.
Ah. I've never been able to make a pizza myself.
Well, I surprisingly managed to do it. I'd probably never be able to do it again, though. I mean, maybe if
Yeah.
I had the stuff, I probably could, yeah.
You
Okay.
know what's great to make?
Hmm.
Trapping yourself inside the maze. Okay,
You're not
you know
in
what's
the
great to
mix.
make? Shut up. Making your home, your country's home, like your heritage's food.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that is
cool.
good. I
Yeah.
know my grandma once made these Portuguese tarts. Or I'm not sure if it was my grandma. Someone made these Portuguese tarts, and you can buy them at what's it called? What's that bakery? Do you know that bakery in Oakville? It's gotten really big. Do you remember what it's called?
Costco?
No, it's a bakery. What is it?
Starskies?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know what it's called. Monastery.
Oh, the Monastery Bakery. I love the Monastery Bakery.
So
Oh my
they
god.
have these
That's
tarts.
Portuguese?
No, it's not Portuguese. That's not the point.
Oh.
They have these tarts that they call monastery tarts, but they're lying. They have these tarts that are actually Portuguese tarts, and they say that they're called monastery tarts. Like, it's their thing.
Wow. Lies
And
and slander.
I know the truth. Like, I still buy them because they're fucking awesome. And they're these Portuguese tarts. Like, you can look them up. They're so recognizable. Probably the most recognizable tart ever. You look at it and you instantly know that's a Portuguese tart.
What are Portuguese tarts?
They're just these custard tarts. It's just... I can't
Oh!
really... Like, they're custard
Like,
tarts.
do they have lemon custard in the middle?
No, I don't really know what it is, but it's really
Is
good.
it yellow? Is it yellow
Um,
custard?
I guess the inside, the top of it is kind of like burnt, so it's like a yellow and brown mixture. Each one looks
Oh.
different. That's the thing about the Portuguese custard tarts. Every single one looks different.
Oh. 'Cause, you know what tastes great? The Chinese tarts. They're called Gaiden tarts, and they're either made of egg or custard, and oh my god, they are so good.
Okay, you know what? I have an idea. You leave me a link to what these tarts look, and I'll leave a link in the description of what the Portuguese tarts look like.
Okay. Now or later?
No, when I upload.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't do that now. Okay, I think we've cleared out a lot of area.
I think we've done the whole thing.
Okay, let's get some cobblestone and start planning this out. Maybe, I
Here,
should check
you
how
want
much...
some cobblestone?
No, it's fine. We have a bunch in the chest.
Okay.
I need to check how long this episode's been, because we've talked about a lot.
Yep.
I haven't been paying attention to the time at all. This might be a really long episode.
Woo!
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We've only recorded for 22 minutes, so that's not even close to what I want. So, we did a few things off camera. We just decided to base this stuff out so we don't need to do calculations and things. So, here's our base. We're going to fill this in with cobble now.
Woo! While answering...
More
Where's the
questions. Yeah, more
questions?
questions.
Oh, okay. You ready for this one? I told you about this one before.
Okay.
Why do you hate the gays?
Okay. Oliver and Zach. I think I've told this to Oliver before. When I said homophobic, I think I said, Oliver, I think I'm homophobic. I didn't realize what homophobic really was. Homophobic, like, is people who absolutely despise the gays. I don't despise gays. Okay? I don't hate the gays. I just don't exactly understand how like that.
How they work?
Yeah, because that for me just seems unnatural, but people think, no, it's normal to be gay. It's like, I don't see it as normal, because for me, normal is what I am, straight. So being gay isn't normal for me. So I think
Fair enough.
that's just how I see it, and people assume that, oh, you despise them. I was like, I have friends who are gay, so I don't despise gay. If I had a son and he turned out to be gay, I'm not going to kick him out of the house. I don't hate them. So people need to stop thinking that I hate them.
Right.
Oh, we need to take a quick break, because I think I may have an intruder in a minute.
Oh.
I think my cat needs to go eat, and I've closed the door. So, let's just take a quick break, let my cat get
Alrighty.
some food. So, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I just had to take a bit of break. Cat is fed now, and there are no restrictions, so
Yay.
no more interruptions for the night, I don't think. On my end, anyway.
Yeah. No, none on my end.
Okay,
That should be.
we should be completely fine. No more cuts, other than to maybe end the episode, but I'll try to avoid doing that. Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about the gays. Like you don't have to hate them to feel like you don't understand them.
Again, I've never
Yeah.
stated that I hate them. I think
Yeah.
one of the things that really one of the parts that I'm entirely against is the gay sex. Just imagining that creeps me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, I never want to have to see that ever. Like,
You know
whenever
what would be weird? Just like having somebody say, "Yeah, I can't imagine sticking like my penis into a girl's, vagina and stuff. That's so weird and gross." Wouldn't that be weird to hear?
No, that seems pretty normal for me. I mean,
What? What?
Yeah, if a guy said that, that's normal, right? I mean, yes, it'd be like, oh god, why would you say that in public? But that is a normal thing to think. I mean, if you're
But then thinking,
if you're straight,
if you're straight to not want to have sex with a girl, what?
I'm confused. What do we?
I was saying, imagine hearing a gay guy say, "Oh, it's weird to have sex with a girl," and you're saying, "Oh, it's weird to have sex with a guy."
Yeah, that's basically the same thing I said. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's weird for guys to have sex with each other. I think gays would find it weird the other way around. But they know that the majority of people, I think a lot of gays think that they're wrong. Like, they
That's
know,
weird.
I think. I mean, I'm being completely judgmental here, but I think that they know that some do. Some don't care. Like, they don't give a shit that what other people think, but I think some feel ashamed. Like, I think some must feel kind of shamed, right? But
Probably.
again,
That's probably their culture, though.
yeah, I think a lot need to know though, but that for them they don't need to. They shouldn't feel ashamed.
Yeah.
I hope this like makes up for everything I've said before. Like you can hear me clearly supporting it. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
if you're gay you need to not be gay. If you're gay, be gay. Okay,
Yeah.
we need to sleep again. It's dark again.
Yes. Oh, I hear monsters.
Yep, yeah, it's time to go. And this whole place isn't lit up yet. We'll light it up as soon as
Yeah.
whatever. We need to if you want to do the leaves thing, we'll collect the leaves next.
Sure.
We'll make I think what we can do first is make the exterior walls and make 2 entrances wherever you want
Yes.
to make them.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll do something like that. So, I think that covers
Gays.
yeah, I think we can move off topic now, and I think people don't need to be
Whoops.
angry at me for my views on them, because I've clearly stated that I have nothing against them, and I would, like, if someone were attacking, like, physically attacking someone that was gay, I'd defend them. Like,
That's good.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
So, favorite memory of playing Minecraft / playing on this server?
I don't think this server's a little bit too new to have a memory of this server that's my favorite. I think
Sure.
one of my favorite memories, and it's not even that we were doing anything, but it's just what happened. Like, it's what was said. This is on camera too. This is I'd met Zach for the first time, not League Zach, because
Yeah.
again, I've known him since kindergarten.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, I guess I've mentioned that before, but you just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was the first time I had met him. Oliver invited him onto the server, and we were just screwing around in creative mode and certain things. So, Link's Awakening, he was at the time uploading a Link video. He was doing a series with Mitch, which, again, never really went anywhere, clearly. Because it's been years and they haven't really done anything like it since. He was rendering a Link video that he hated. The whole point of the series was he was going to play games that he disliked a lot. So he was rendering it. He misspoke. He's like, yeah, I need to render Majora's Mask. Oh wait, Majora's Mask was a good or Ocarina of Time. I think he said that. He's like, that was a good Zelda game, and that Oliver just started laughing. He's like, Zach. He's like, oh okay, sorry. For those of you who like Link's Awakening, fuck you. And me and Oliver just lost it because it was so sudden, and I hadn't met Zach. I didn't know what type of person he was, but we just lost it. We were laughing so hard, and that was on camera too.
Wow.
And it was, man, it was just so funny. Like, it was so, like, sudden, and that basically, since he said that, that's basically, it's like, I knew it's like, yeah, this guy, he's gonna be my friend for a long time, for sure.
Want to hear a funny story with Zach recently?
Yeah, do tell.
Um, so Oliver and I were helping my mom move some lumber from the bottom of like okay, so my mom lives on like a river, like her backyard leads down to a river, and she wanted help bringing some lumber up from the riverbank to the top so it could be like, you know, thrown out and taken away and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we were struggling, and so we asked Zach to come help, right?
Yeah.
So Zach came and helped, right? And so the first thing that he says to my mom is, my mom asked a question to him. He's like, "I'm sorry, my masters told me never to speak." She was so confused because she took him literally. And she just stared at him like, "What the fuck did you just say?" She's like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah, I think I've heard this story before, but yeah, it's definitely a good story.
It's still great.
Zach has a very good sense of humor.
Luckier than a four-peckered goat.
Yeah, like I said, I've got so many things that he said. Like, a lot of them are on camera too. Like, another favorite memory of mine in Minecraft, we were doing, I think, Infernal Skies, I think it was. Yeah, it was Infernal Skies. And we were both kind of tired, I think. And we were talking about, it had to do with ladders. I think we were trying to make something, and we ended up making a shit ton of ladders instead. I can't remember what we were trying to make, but we ended up making a bunch of ladders, and we were like, oh, shit. And I was like, I think ladders are underrated. And he's like, I think they're overrated. I'm like, why? People don't use them as often, you know? Stairs are just more often used because they look nicer. And then he brought up this whole big story. I cannot repeat it. I'll leave a link to it, like the exact time of it in the video, because I can't remember exactly what he said. But he made no fucking sense. He was like, he was using ladders and stairs. It's like if two parents had two children and ladders are like the two children were ladders and stairs, and ladders went into politics, or stairs went into, I can't remember what he said. I'm gonna have to link it. I can't repeat it, otherwise I'll just ruin it. But he said it, and I had no fucking clue what he was talking about. It made no sense. It was funny. I'll have to show it to you. I'll link it,
Yeah.
and I'll link it
I'll
in this
take a
video
look.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we should probably collect leaves now.
Yeah. Can you toss me some shears?
I need to make some. I think I brought two. If
You've got the castrator, right?
yeah, I have the castrator.
It's so weird to say.
Well, Oliver made it, so I mean it's an Oliver thing to do.
You got the castrator, right? So weird.
It's exactly what, I'm not surprised at all that he made this. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to my base and grab a couple things of iron. I might actually bring a bunch back, because you might break some shears. The castrator won't break because it's unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, it's one of the legendary weapons that Oliver created. There are
I'll
still,
just
to this
here
day,
then.
there are a bunch that haven't been found.
Really?
Yeah,
How many are to be
I
found?
think there's 3 that still haven't been found yet.
Oh, that's not too many.
Yeah, I found a bunch of them. I found, I think, 4 of them.
Scumbaggery.
My first time. I mean, I was looking for them, so I found 4, and then I was like, okay. I found Ernest's head, and Zach ended up finding the one I was looking for. So I'm like, yeah, he found the one I wanted. So I was like, fuck it, I don't want to look anymore. All the other ones are kind of useless to me.
I'm done. It's over. I give up.
Yeah. Every time I see a video of his and he's using that, I'm like, oh, it like hurts my soul.
He even like points it out in the video.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm using the legendary bow blade. It's like, oh, god damn it, Zach. I mean,
God damn it.
the thing is, at least he's using it. It would taunt me even more if he just had it and didn't use it. At least he actually uses it all the time.
Right.
So, if someone found it and just didn't use it, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, oh, I can't believe you're wasting such a good weapon. So,
Yeah.
do you want to move on to some questions while I grab some iron here?
Sure. What have we got here? What is a hardship that you've gone through that you think shaped who you are today?
There's one that I don't necessarily want to say in this, because I'm going to say it in another episode.
Oh,
And
okay.
like, I'll explain why
I can ask a
it shaped
different
me.
question.
Let me just explain why it shaped me,
Oh,
or
okay.
how it shaped me, but I'm not gonna describe it, what happened in
Okay.
it, because I will describe it later in an episode.
Right.
When I was younger, I was like, because these days I'm stone cold. Like it's, although Oliver and Zach like to say they can annoy me easily, I really just give in. Like they want the reaction, so I give it to them. But I'm so chill these days, right? I didn't
Yeah.
used to be like that. I used to
Oh.
be like a hard ass about everything, but I think something did happen a while back that kind of changed me a little bit. But basically, it basically now I'm a lot more chill and stuff, and don't show a lot of emotion. It's I'll explain it eventually. In one of my episodes, it'll be coming out this month too.
Okay. Okay, we'll look forward to it. Maybe you'll link it when you post it in this video.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll
Either
see.
way, I have the content ready.
Okay.
So, yeah, next question.
So, favorite video game, movie, TV series?
Okay, so this is like 3 different ones.
Yep.
Okay, favorite game is easy. Mega Man X. Absolutely. The whole, like, from Mega Man X 1 to 6. Every Mega Man X game after that, fuck it. They're bad. Yeah, that's my favorite game series. I got a collection pack for the GameCube a while, like years and years ago when I still played GameCube regularly. It came with the first 6 Mega Man X games, so I played them and I loved them, and I got really good at them. So that's my favorite game series. It's the easiest question of all time, and anyone who knows me well knows the answer to that. What was the next one? You said TV series?
Movie.
Okay, movie. Movie, I don't know, to be honest. I don't want to say Transformers, because everyone will hate me if I say Transformers. Again, that's probably a relatively new movie. I'm not sure. I don't think I really have a favorite movie, because I just like so many movies. Like, I like an unusual amount of movies. And Oliver and Zach, they both know this, because I like so many movies that exist. Almost every movie I'll go to see, I'll end up liking.
Okay, how about a genre then for movies?
Of movies, it's probably the superhero movies. I follow those religiously.
Right.
Like, you know, the Marvel stuff.
Like all the Marvel, Avengers.
Yeah, that stuff I follow religiously. Like, I always, as soon as I'm done watching the most recent one, I instantly go online and see when the next one's going to be out or which one it's going to be. So
I assume you don't read the comics?
No, I'm not really into comic books. It's just the style of reading. I don't really care for it. Okay.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. I brought a couple pairs of shoes
Okay.
for you. These should last a little bit. I have a tree farm here, so we'll start with that. Try to avoid too much of the forest, but the trees that are around the maze right now, we can shear the crap out of those ones. Because we'll need to clear those anyway, so.
Cool. I'll take these.
Yeah. Okay, so... and then, what else? You said favorite TV series.
Yes.
I'm not going to include anime, because I've never watched that on TV.
Okay, then we'll do another one for anime.
Favorite anime can be a separate question.
Yeah.
Favorite TV series, I guess, Avatar The Last, that counts as anime. I'm gonna count that as anime and discuss that later.
Sure.
I watched How I Met Your Mother.
Huh.
The full,
I like that one.
the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched every single one. I really liked that.
How come?
It was on Netflix, so why not?
Oh,
and
fair
I'd heard there's so many references from it, and I figured, you know what, it's time to understand some of these.
It's legend, wait for it, dairy!
Yeah, now I understand everything from that these days, so... Yeah, that was a really good one. I watched Archer. That's a cartoon, but
Yeah.
it was so funny. I've watched all of those, too.
I'm not a huge fan of the humor. Like, it's alright, but it doesn't really make me laugh.
That. I really like it. It's funny. Otherwise, I haven't watched it. I used to watch religiously, on Spike, Deadliest Warriors with my brother back then. We'd watch it religiously. Like, every time there's a new episode, we'd watch that shit. Are you back at the house? We should... You know those are
Okay.
birch leaves, right?
Oh, do we not want those?
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We could mix the leaves up and just make
Yeah.
it like a clusterfuck.
Make it random.
Yeah, that works. I could they all... There's, like, the 4 on top that aren't sheared.
I can't reach them.
Yeah.
I'm too short.
I'll have to end it on this. Walking Dead is definitely up there, because Again, I watch that show religiously. I've seen every episode to this date.
That's good. I'm not past season 2 or 3.
I know Oliver. He criticizes me all the time for watching that show because it doesn't follow the comics, like in
Yeah.
the slightest. But I don't give a shit. I mean, so many people love this show. I mean, my mom, she watched an episode and she's hooked. Like, she watches with us now. It's like, it's not only is it used to be just me and my brother, so it was like a brotherly event. It's like a family thing now. The only person in my family who doesn't watch it is my dad.
Huh.
So, yeah, and she got really sad when sad things happen. I'm not going to say anything because, again, that's spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
I'm not going to say, but yeah, when sad shit has happened, like recently something sad happened, not going to say what, but she actually like cried a bit. So
Oh my
she
God.
obviously loves this show. So
Right.
yeah, it's an amazing show. I love it.
Alrighty.
That
Next-
answered that question.
Oh, anime. You're gonna go to anime.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll just go directly to that. There's only a handful of animes that I like. I guess I'll count Full Metal. Not full. Sorry. What was I gonna say? Avatar. Avatar and its parent series, or not parent, sibling series. God damn it! What the fuck do you call it? It's spin-off
sequel?
series. Spin-off.
Oh,
I'll say that.
spin-off.
It's not really much of a sequel. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Korra. I watched the full Avatar show and I love that show. It was awesome. I really liked watching that show and it was kind of like, what do I do now? It's over. But then, I learned about Korra. I was like, okay, I'll watch this. This looks fun. And I didn't like it as much. It just, the characters weren't as enjoyable, but it's still pretty good.
Right.
Why can't I empty the... God damn it. I can't get in the chests. Shit. Oh, wait. I got in.
I was thinking you would say Black Butler. I like Full Metal Alchemist. I'm still watching it right now.
Holly, this isn't a question about least favorite anime.
How can you say you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Oh my God, it
terribly
was so
disliked it.
good.
It's too British to be a good anime. I'm sorry. I'm not my mom. I don't care for British things that much. It was just too British. I mean...
Oh, come on. There's
okay.
way more British stuff out there.
Yeah, but that was an anime. I don't accept British in my anime.
Alright, I'll give you that.
Let's actually go on. There's more animes that I like than just that. Full Metal Alchemist is definitely one. You know that.
The original or Brotherhood?
Brotherhood, absolutely. I like it more. The ending was better, and
no spoilers, Quest.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
right.
watch
No, I'm not gonna say anything. But the ending was better than the original. It just. It was
I
so
broke
much-
my shears, by the way.
How did I get a piece of stone? Both of them?
Yep.
Shit, I didn't bring any more.
Oh.
I think I brought
Awkward.
enough leaves though. I
We
think
can get started.
Yeah, let's make the walls and shit. So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist, and then my favorite series for sure of all time is Sword Art Online. And again, Oliver will scold me for that. Sorry. Yeah, scold is the right word actually. I said it right.
Yeah.
I confuse scold and scald sometimes. Yeah, I love it. It's just I like the characters. No, what are you doing? Make the walls on the very outer wall. Like, put them here. The very outside you can do.
You're in the space. Not anymore.
Yeah, I think I need to log out for a second. I'm lagging for some reason. Yeah, I've got terrible connection. I'll need to stop recording for a second to log out. Otherwise, I'll show the IP.
Okay.
Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was lagging. I don't know why. What was I saying? Full Metal Alchemist and then Sword Art Online. Yeah, I've still been following Sword Art Online. I'm thinking it's probably gonna come to an end soon though, because I'm on season 2 and it's on like episode 20 something, 21, and the first season ended at like 25. So yeah, I'm almost done with it, but I really enjoyed it, and I mean the main character he uses dual wield. I mean that's like asking for like that's
like
inspiration.
literally Mexpowers.
Yeah, I mean not literally, but the way he
yeah.
uses his swords. Do you want to give me some birch and I can continue doing too? Because we only need the walls to be about 3 high. No, you can press E and grab the stack and throw it out. Yeah, that's probably a little quicker. How many do you have?
A lot. Do you want more?
Do you want to make the... I guess we'll just clusterfuck it. Okay, make the do you have enough to make 1 layer of birch leaves?
I think I put in a random oak leaf somewhere, but yeah, I do.
Okay, try to finish it off with birch leaves, and we'll start with oak leaves next, because I have like a bunch of stacks of these, so. Also, I think I said to Holly, we need to end the episode now.
Yes.
I've answered the last question, but there's too many questions, so we need to continue. So we're going to do another recording session. One more episode for this recording session. It's just the questions are too interesting.
Yay, interesting questions.
And we have a lot of questions to cover. We haven't even gotten through half of them, I don't think.
We've gotten we just finished the 19th.
Oh, great. This will last forever.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably going to be my series for the next 50 episodes.
Woo!
Okay, let's use oak leaves for the next bit.
Okay,
have any?
well, I don't have...
Here, I can give you a bunch. Okay. If we need more, I'll just grab more. Actually, I have an idea. Why don't you work on the walls, and I'll just go get more leaves.
Sounds like a plan.
If you want more birch leaves there, I'll keep a few stacks on me, so I can help even now and then. Okay, I will continue shearing, and I'll cut the wood down when I'm done.
Sure.
Right, let's end the episode. Thanks for watching. This was a little longer than the last episode, but the questions were longer, so what are you gonna do?
Woo!
Maybe
I'm good at this.
Yeah, it's really good content, and people are learning about me.
Yay.
Even though it's like simple things like favorite anime, favorite food, it's still, you know, it's something. You know, you learn.
It's interesting.
Plus, you definitely chose a lot of questions. These questions, I'm not sure if you're just unaware of them or you're asking them because they're interesting. I don't know.
Both.
Okay.
Most of them I don't know the answer to.
Interesting.
Actually, all of them I don't know the answer to.
Well, that's good. Wow, you really don't know anything about me. That's interesting.
No, I don't. I don't talk to you that much.
That is true. I don't talk about myself that often, though, so I don't blame anyone. You have to know me for quite a while to understand these many things. Like, Oliver's known me for, what, like 5, almost 6 years, and now he knows a lot?
Yeah.
Like, so, you have to know me for quite a while to understand me. Okay, anyway, right, thanks for watching. If you liked the episode, press the like button. I'd say comment down in the comment section below to ask more questions, but please don't. Please don't. I don't need any more. Holly's come up with so many. So, if you want to ask questions, just comment one question, you know, in a comment section, and I'll just answer it in the comments, if it's short. If it's a long question, then you're gonna have to wait. There's a pretty big lineup on that. So, I'm gonna make this outro short because I already fucked up. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Again, it'll probably be this again, so.
Bye!
See ya!